Pay the guy more, paint his face yellow, you save money, he gets paid more, and the special effects department can make the Loompa penis.
More money for the Loompa penis.
Yeah.
We're getting closer and closer to Christmas. We should have more and more Christmas movies coming out.
Ting, ting, ting.
What is going on this year?
What is happening right off the gate? Where is my
red
one?
I do want to.
Where's my red one trailer?
I do want to comment on a couple of these things. Yeah.
Clock's ticking, guys. We're getting
that
movie this year.
Are we?
They're
gonna delay that.
I don't think there was an announcement for it being delayed.
I think they're gonna blame the strike.
We have days for that movie to fucking be announced, let alone come out.
Surprise! It'll be like a Christmas Day surprise.
And this Chris Evans, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson Santa Claus movie. Surprise! What? What do you mean? I want this movie, and you can't delay it because you delay it to next Christmas, and it's like then you have to wait another whole year for this fucking movie.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Maybe because he feels like his stock's down right now, that they just shelved everything.
People like Chris Evans.
That's true.
People like Chris Evans, so it's like his stock would bring up Rock stock, and we'd be good. Rock stock.
Speaking of stock going down, the Jonathan Majors trial has started, and
our Kang the Conqueror in the MCU, villain of he's in Loki season 2. He's in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
And
he's in Loki season 1.
And he killed, which makes it just like these people who get, and I know they say you can't change who you are.
And Lovecraft Country, the show on HBO Max, right? Yeah, people love him in that. Yep.
And it's like everything he does, he kills, but allegedly he's an asshole. It's allegedly, and I guess you can't change being an asshole.
No.
And it's almost like, from what I've read, if you're following the trial, he's almost incriminated himself with the texts he sent. Like, hey, if you go to the cops, that's bad news for me, right? I just got this huge break, and even if you say it wasn't anything, they're gonna think, and it's like, oh, bro, oh no,
typity type. What? Send. What?
Like, I'm not even defending him, right, or what he did. I'm not. If he gets found guilty, which it looks like that's where that's going. But I mean, like, on a pure, I guess the answer to this is like, of course he doesn't have common sense. He's grabbing on a woman and being abusive. But like, I can't comprehend, like, on top of doing that, you're that dumb.
Accused of dumb situation. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do anything else that's super fucking stupid.
Right, like if the cops came.
Right.
There's reports, and I'm like, Ryan, I heard that that you may have, kicked the door down and lit your brother's room on fire, right?
Yeah, or you followed somebody home and it just wasn't.
And I'm like, just don't say anything. We don't know. And then all of a sudden, you're texting me like, hey man, what if
they'll get me? For
what happens if they find out that I burned my brother's house down? I'd be like, what are you doing? Even if it was my house, I'd be like, why are you telling me these things? Like, I'm going to prosecute you, bro. Why are you texting me this?
I'm turning you in. Screenshot. Hey, 911.
So he's...
Fuck, man.
So that's not good.
So he's not... We think there's a clause in his...
There's been rumors. We have some sources. We've heard some things that... to take the deal, he got a big sweetheart deal because they basically needed to talk him into like 100, I'm exaggerating here, but like a shit ton of Marvel projects, okay?
A bunch of movies, shows,
movies, and everything, and they had just announced that they were moving away from doing that. So then after they announced that, they had to talk him into saying, we need you in. He's not kidding. Just off the top of my head, like 5 movies and at least 2 or 3 shows. That's a huge deal.
That's a huge
That's
amount.
a commitment.
You can't really be in anything else.
Right. So the rumor is to sweeten it, to make him sign that deal on top of the money, which would grow obviously when you did the projects, but was to be guarantees that no matter what,
we can't recast you.
You will not be recasted.
Yeah.
Which on paper sounds great. I would have worked in a unless you beat the shit out of somebody clause. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
unless there's like a criminal charge.
And obviously I would make it depending on the criminal charge. Like, I don't care if you get picked up for smoking weed. I don't care if you know what I mean? Certain things we can work through.
Unless there's a criminal charge put under review or
right.
whatever.
Unless you're a domestic violence or you're touching kids or you're doing something like that, then null and void. Sorry, we're recasting city.
Rip.
Yeah, goodbye.
Bye.
But it doesn't sound like that's the deal. Because, and it's making more and more sense as these days go by and these reports get worse, that Marvel is not doing anything because I don't think they know what to do. I think they're literally like, oh, shit.
We banked. They even said, you're right, they're like, we're not doing the big contracts anymore. But it makes sense for like
for this, they would have had to.
The big bad
they would have had
of your multiverse saga makes sense. Like, It's like if they were setting up Josh Brolin as Thanos from Iron Man 1 to Infinity War, and it's like Josh Brolin got contacted in 2008, said, we need you to sign a fucking 10-year contract, which didn't happen. But like,
no, but it'd be kind of like
happening now.
It would be like that.
What that is.
We're going to frame it all around you, and then at the end of the day, when your arc is done and you're defeated, we're going to bring you back as a good guy from a different timeline because that was the plan. So he's like, he was. I mean that.
And he has
here's
range.
the package. Here's the bag. Here's everything you could have ever had. You're right. He has range. He can be dramatic. He can be comedic. He can do accents. He can.
And the allegations are after he's been Kang. Like, it's not like, they're digging up shit from like 2008.
No, all those rumors about him being crappy to work with and a shitty on set. We don't know, and that could be true, but that doesn't necessarily matter if you're not.
Spoiler alert, nobody's fun to work with. Nobody wants to work, okay? Nobody's fun to work with.
That's true. That stuff, it might be garbage, but that doesn't necessarily make you a criminal, right?
Right.
So
but
this
when you
does.
have big bag, big dick, swing and roll, why do idiotic things? That's all.
It's gross.
Yeah.
It's
and
gross.
Clearly there's a case, and clearly
It's not looking good.
It's not looking good.
It's not looking
so allegations are proving to be accusations are proving to be
possibly
reality.
accurate.
Yeah, so accurate. That's what I was going for. Yeah.
So speaking of terrible decisions, we'll slide right over to DC because that's easy.
Oh, I love talking about DC.
This is not a lot here, but allegedly David Ayer is he opened up in a big interview. We're not going to get like super into that, but he is 100% sure now, 100% sure that his cut of Suicide Squad is coming and super soon. I wanted to get your opinion on that. 2016
Suicide Squad, which is not to be confused.
Not the James Gunn's, the reason he got the job to run the DC Suicide Squad.
2020, 2021's maybe.
Like 20. Yeah.
2020.
I know.
I know. The Suicide Squad, starring the same characters.
Half of the same characters,
different universe that reference things that happened in the 2016 one.
That was the beginning of the cluster F.
Which they do. They absolutely do. Rick Flag and it's the dude from Silent Night.
Yeah. I can't remember his name. I know
Joel
you're
Kinnaman,
talking about. Yeah.
And Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie are both in 2016 Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad, and it's like 2016 Suicide Squad is referenced.
Isn't Amanda Waller in both too?
And Amanda Waller's in both, and she's getting her own show, and it's the same character from the 2016 one. She was also in Shazam.
This happens
too.
every time, by the way.
Oh, she was in Black Adam also.
Because you can't help it's like paper thin. You're standing on literal tissue paper, and there's a 1,000-foot drop because that's how DC builds their shit.
Sorry, I get into it every time.
No, but I'm saying like. My question is why does it matter
2016's Ayer Cut was supposed to lead into Justice League and Batman v Superman, and the villains they fight are Putty Patrol, but they were supposed to be the parademons from Darkseid's planet that he sends in Justice League. But they weren't, and it isn't, because the studio said, fuck no.
Right. So that, like, my question is, why are they still going back?
I don't know.
To
that
a
movie
thing
has Will Smith in it.
To a thing that they can't.
Nobody wants to watch David Ayer's cut of a 2016 movie that sucked.
It's already. You heard how confusing that little 30-second synopsis was right there.
They're
trying to move away from this. We're already got the Blue Beetle counted, but it didn't count. But only the actor counted and his backstory counted, but the movie didn't count. But that is his backstory thing.
And we're only going to pull Peacemaker, even though characters from Peacemaker showed up at the end of Shazam 2 to recruit Shazam. But we're not doing Shazam, and Black Adam's out, even though Amanda Waller showed up.
But we're moving past all that. But we're also going to release the 2016 director's cut of the movie. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think because people asked for it for so long. If you were going to do that when the Snyder Cut was coming out.
That weekend. The next weekend.
A month after.
A month later.
Yeah.
That same year. Within 2 years.
No one cares. No one cares.
Not when you've already blown it up and the last movie is coming out. Are you going to do it like that day? Are you going to be like, hey, we'll have to get out of the theaters, go up to watch Max and check out this? Who gives a shit? You know what I mean?
Imagine riding on a project as a director for the past 8 years of a universe that's dead with actors who are mostly canceled from Hollywood, you know, like... Does Margot Robbie want to be Harley Quinn anymore? Like, what?
And I get it, because we created things, and I get that that's your passion, and you didn't get to put the product out that you wanted, and the studio has it. And I get it. And allegedly, it's better. It's 30 minutes longer. It's his vision. To me, that's just going to piss people off more that go, why did you blow up the thing then? Why did you blow it all up then?
That's what Snyderverse did, or the Snyder Cut did.
It's going to make people more mad.
Yeah. People were just like, oh, I want this. And then they were like, oh, he's going to develop the next two. And it's like, guys.
No, it's not going to happen.
No, I'm sorry.
Why the studio gave him like another 40, 50 million to finish it is even more confounding. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. They're not
We're gonna do it again.
Like they can't. No, they can't do reshoots. It's been fucking 8 years.
That's what I'm saying. But they're gonna release this.
Yeah, I think it's a done cut. I think it's existed for so long.
But why wait then? Don't even release it.
It's not even a good movie. It's not even The Suicide Squad. I shit on James Gunn. Dude can make a fucking movie, I'll say. That movie rules. And it has Starro, which is the best fucking thing in DC. So, anyway, fuck. I can't help it, man.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even blame you. Speaking of Max and HBO.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Your favorite movie studio and mine.
A24?
A24 has signed an exclusive deal for HBO and Max to be the distributor for all their movies when they stream.
Right on.
Which is pretty cool.
Okay.
And I think they had to do that because Max is not getting good publicity.
Does that mean Everything Everywhere All at Once is going to be put on
I don't
HBO
know
Max?
how
that's an A24 produced movie, I think.
I don't know how the back catalog is going to work, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Okay.
I'm sure going,
like Talk to Me.
It's
and
a
stuff.
it's a new deal. Like Priscilla, the one that's like limited release right now, Iron Claw, that's coming out in a couple weeks. Those are all going to go exclusively to.
Okay.
That's cool though because Max needs like good stuff, not just like 90 Day Fiance the movie.
I need Everything Everywhere All at Once to be put on Max because then you can watch it and then we'll review it and be like, "Cause that movie kicks ass."
Yeah, we got to do a.
That was my
better
movie of the
than
year
never.
last year.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
was.
Yeah.
You gave it a.
This year's gonna be tough for movie of the year. We're gonna pivot to not stories real quick. We got CTSEs to think about. We got our fucking movie of the year. We got our animated movies of the year. Our best musical, I guess.
They are adding the entire library.
Yes.
The entire library.
Okay. I shit on A24.
Uncut Gems, The Whale, all the A24.
I haven't seen The Whale. I kind of think we should. I want to watch the Brendan Fraser one.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's fat, but even fatter than he is in real life.
Double fat.
Yeah, because he's in Killers of the Flower Moon, and he's just like, I'm just fat.
Normal fat.
Yeah. All right. Moving on.
So they are re-releasing all the Disney animated movies in the theaters that did not get released in theaters during the pandemic.
The straight to streaming releases Luca,
Soul, and
Soul.
Turning Red.
And Turning Red. Why didn't Leo get a theater release? Oh God, that would have been great. Anyway,
which people are still voting in that poll, by the way. Check that out. It's Trolls is catching Leo.
Okay.
It's 48 to 46.
Okay. All right.
With Wish coming way in last.
Yeah, way dead last, super last, way dead last. Yeah.
But I'm curious as to
how they're gonna release this.
I'm wondering if they
do.
like, is this like try to get goodwill back? Like, hey guys, I know the different CEO decided not to release these, but I'm here now and I'm gonna re-release these in the theaters. Remember, these were good. Remember,
it's a movie that you could go watch 17,000 times before it gets put back in theaters, like their plan is. So it's pretty interesting that. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like I could go stream Turning Red, Soul, and Luca 18 billion times
Disney
by the time they put it back on theaters for free because I'm already.
So what's the point of going to the theater to give them more money?
So why?
And you just raise prices on us on Disney Plus.
Out of
guys.
all of those, I'd probably go see Luca in theaters, but it has to be like
see Soul. I think would look awesome in theaters.
It has to be an IMAX.
Like when they're in the void.
It has to be like something. It has to be. It can't just be on a big screen.
Like what am I getting?
I've seen the movie.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like what am I getting? And I'm not like we're not normally those people, but like value wise, okay. Disney Plus just went up. I have that bundle. I have the Hulu Live, Disney Plus, Super.
Sure.
Thing. It's like $115 a fucking month. That's a legit price. If you have the Live and all that, that is a real price, guys. Cable didn't cost that much. We're back to cable. But anyway,
it's worse.
If I'm paying a monthly movie ticket price for Disney Plus, they've been pulling things off. Yep. Right? They raise the price.
Yep.
Why am I going to go to the theater and spend $10, $15 to see a movie like you just said? So what are you going to do? Pull it off the service while it's in the theaters to make people go see it? That's pretty shitty, but you almost have to do it.
But you almost have to do that. Yeah, it is pretty shitty. But nobody's going to go see a movie that's existed for 3 years at this point in theaters when they've seen it 100,000 times on Disney Plus.
This is insane. Okay, so tickets go on sale January 2nd for Soul, and it comes to theaters January 12th. Turning Red will be February 9th, and Luca will be March 22nd. They are literally giving each one of these movies a month run in the theaters. They will each be accompanied by three short films. There
you go.
Burrow, Kit Bull, and For the Birds, respectively.
Okay. So you get 3
So
shorts.
are you paying basically to go see 3 short films is what they're trying to do? I mean, that's kind of cool, but again, I guess that's value. I did say, what are you giving me?
No, yeah, that's definitely, that adds, that helps. You know what I mean? The new Migration has that Despicable Me short.
That's true.
Now I'm kind of excited to go see.
Well, I'm excited that because
Migration.
allegedly we're gonna get a Despicable Me 4 trailer too.
Oh, see, there's bait. There's value to that.
I care more about Illumination now than I do Disney. What happened?
Is Elio? When does Elio come out? Elio comes out next year. Is that
next year in the summer, I believe.
Summer,
I think it's the
maybe?
summer one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'd put that out maybe June.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Pixar Inside Out 2 comes out next June. So Elio would be the fall. How is that already here?
Oh no, the trailer for Elio came out before Inside Out 2. So
okay, hold on. Before we're
gonna
look
work?
this up live
because
you're
not
a
little
Pixar.
Pixar
I'm a little confused
rabbit hole
now.
here. The 2 movies next year are Elio, which is a sci-fi movie, basically Mars Needs Moms. Boy Calls Space gets it's like Stitch and Mars Needs Moms. It kind of looks like
Elio has been delayed.
Fuck, because of Inside Out 2.
June 13th, 2025.
What? What? We have the trailer.
Something happened, I bet.
Damn it.
Something happened.
All right, so scratch everything I just said about Elio and Inside Out 2.
No, we did get a
being our
trailer.
next 2
That's way
movies
early.
coming
They
out
had to
next
have
year.
delayed the movie. They never give us a 2 year before a trailer. Inside Out trailer came out 2 months ago, and they're like,
GTA fucking
movie will be
6?
out in June, guys. You're like, what? You guys were working on that you announced it last year. What do you talk?
So Inside Out 2 is our only Pixar movie next year? Maybe that's why they're dropping all 3 in theaters. Maybe they only have 1 movie.
There's another thing I feel like that comes out at Christmas time next year.
I
We'll
think
look
it
that
was
up.
supposed to be Elio, and they fucking delayed it for some reason.
That would be a 6-month delay.
Make way for Inside Out 2, I guess.
I guess.
Clear the road. Clear the runway, because Inside Out 2 is coming.
I just don't.
I like original movies more than sequels, to be honest. So
I do too. I just think it's really brazen of Disney to re-release movies and make you go pay $20 because they threw a short to the front of it.
Yeah, that's.
I do.
That's
I think
a
it's a
little
little
odd because like. Okay, your kid, maybe your youngest, goes, "Hey, I like that movie. It's in theaters. Let's go see it." And then you go, This happened with FNAF. You were saying, like, "Hey, or we can watch it right here as many times as you want."
Yeah, let's do both.
Yeah, because it's
That's what happens, and that sucks because again, if you're a Disney Plus subscriber, they should be like, "Hey, 1 free ticket if you got a family, or 50% off one of the tickets to go see this in the theaters." That way they drive people. Then you think you're getting a discount.
Have a subscription.
Even though you're still giving Disney freaking free money for a movie that already was released 3 years ago. Whatever. But at least you feel like you got something. Like you said, I'm going to have to go take my kids to see that in theaters. They're going to cry over the short because it'll probably be sad. And then we're going to get home, and they're going to want to watch the movie again. And then we're going to watch the movie. And then my youngest, who's 7, is going to go, "I want to watch the short." And I'm going to go, "Oh, well, that's in theaters only." And then he's going to be like, "Well, what kind of shit is that?"
That's how they get you. That's how they railroad you. Yeah, this is literally targeted for people with kids, and it's kind of shitty to like.
I'm a little
sponge money out of people. Yeah, I can see how you're. I'm just gonna go eat popcorn and enjoy Luca,
right?
You know,
but like.
But I get it.
Me and
shitty.
you are benefited of certain things and get to see a lot of our movies free. But that's really shitty for parents that have like 5 kids and they're literally going to throw a 7-minute short on and then make you go spend $15 on a movie that came out in 2020. And you're like, "No, my kid watched that this morning at home. I don't want to."
We watched that. Yeah. Kids put the movie that they just watched on endlessly now because it's streaming.
Because they can.
Right. I just watched Soul. I want to watch it again.
Which is why Disney. We all
it.
said that Disney Plus was too cheap when it came out. This was impossible. If they would have just been like, "Hey, it's $20 a month," I'd have been like, "I understand." If they would have launched at 20, I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Well, I get it. It's every Disney movie of all time. I don't have to buy them for kids anymore." But you can't start at $7.99 and then within 2 years you're like, "Fucking shit's $15 a month now."
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Like, hold on. Why don't you just
had
make
way
it
more
20?
shit. Yeah.
Like,
fuck Disney, man.
all right, let's get into box office stuff.
Let's get into numbers.
Let's get into some numbers, people. That's why they're really here. That's why they stay.
That's why they're here.
That's why they watch.
That's why they're here. They're here for the numbies.
They watch. Oh, real quick.
Sweet,
Actually,
tasty nums.
before we get into numbers,
Them nums.
just a couple real quick things. Uncharted 2 is coming. Script's written. I just want a quick little digs
I
here.
did bait people in with that. So
Stranger Things production is officially starting. I have to talk to you about that off camera, by the way.
okay. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
And John Oliver, my favorite news thing, has been renewed for 3 more years on HBO.
Hey, nice.
So last
Good for
week
him.
tonight. So those are like some TV shows and
Now
movie
that he's
updates.
out of the void.
Yeah. God, I love that show. So let's get into
Box office.
there was
numbers.
only one major movie this weekend.
The Boy and the Heron. I'll give a little spoiler free.
Which you got to go see. I have not yet to see it.
It's a slow start. There's not a lot of talking in the beginning. It's a lot of music and, you know.
I like that though.
And it's
I'm
really,
totally fine with
I eat it up. And it's great. The animation's great. It is a slow start. Once it gets going, it gets going. The ending I didn't feel was worth the time invested, but it was still. It's where it was building to.
Okay.
So it wasn't out of left field or anything, but it's just like that's what I expected.
Okay.
You know. So it was good.
I
Go
would
watch it.
I would say
It's up there with like his like top fives.
Go
maybe,
check
like,
out
top 10.
our little poll we have and tell us what you think. My personal favorite.
I told you what I thought.
It's probably you did. It's probably between. I love Howl's Moving Castle.
Howl's Moving Castle. I voted
and Ponyo is really really good.
I was never a Ponyo guy. Yeah, I like Spirited Away is really good. Princess Mononoke is my all-time favorite.
I tried to mix it up because I know he's got like 20 movies, but that's why if you check, we have a different one, and then tell us in the comments what you guys think.
So of the Windy Valley is really good.
Let that slide, bro.
That one's really good too. That one's really good.
This movie, originally the estimates were at 10, just over 10 for the weekend. Then now it's over 12. And these are still estimates, so the final's probably going to come in even higher.
Yeah.
Worldwide, this thing is at 84 million now. It's made 56 million in Japan.
It was
already.
Really surprising to see how many people were in the theater.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, it was genuinely pleasing.
People want original stuff.
Like you guys, you
know what movie you're in,
right? Like
last week's number one movie, Renaissance, a film by Beyonce. Dropped down to 5 million to finish in 5th place, dropping 77%.
Oh no!
Failing to show that power of Taylor Swift.
Queen Bee, no.
Oof. It's at 28 million now domestically.
Okay.
Taylor Swift is at 180
not bad for probably
million.
the money invested.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
it's
so definitely
it's
a win.
Pure cash.
Yeah, definitely a win. But
Hunger Games legs.
Really?
2nd place still, just under 10 million for the third weekend.
Box office and bank. Yeah,
$100 million budget. That thing is it's
how much in its blank weekend? Next weekend,
it's made 10 million in its third weekend. Domestically, it's already at almost 136 million domestically. Wow. So that's a smash, man.
Smash.
People thought that would be a huge failure. It only
make fucking 2 more and do another trilogy for sure.
It barely hit 40 million opening weekend, and it's already like tripled its opening weekend.
Yeah. Go further back and show us how the districts
Give us
were
what
made.
we want.
Yeah, go further back. Show us the war.
Show us the war.
How it blew up the world. Yeah, come on, man.
Godzilla -1 continued its hot streak. Dude, it made
Hunger Games Pan Am, or what was the whole thing called? Oh yeah, it was like Pangea. I think they literally called it.
I think so. It's not Pan Am. That was an old airline.
Pan Am, I think, is the name of the place, and I think that's the
I have to look that up.
Hunger Games world.
Your Godzilla -1 movie.
Yeah.
Barely dropped
the one
at
I
all.
made, the one I worked so hard on. Yeah.
8.3 million in its second weekend. It is now the highest grossing live action Japanese film.
I can't get tickets to that movie,
in North America.
I can't get tickets in a seat I want, insane. Or in a movie theater without a shit ton of people. I'm like, I want to go see it alone.
25.3 million. This movie cost 10 million to make.
I had the chance to see that in IMAX too, and I fucking biffed it, and I missed it.
They'll have some sporadic IMAX showings if it's holding like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Oppenheimer was just an IMAX again. Like
they know it sells tickets.
How did Mission Impossible?
I know.
I get put back in fucking IMAX for the entire year.
Trolls Band Together, 4th place, 6.2 million. That's now over 83 domestically. It's trying to inch its way to 100. I'm curious if it's going to get there.
Huh. They've probably sold more in album sales and iTunes downloads than that movie.
That's an $80 million. They don't spend $200 million like Disney does. No. Their movies look better most of the time than Disney movies, and yet it costs 1/3 of the price. How is that possible?
And you can merch.
And you merch it.
Fucking toys.
It's
fucking, everybody wants that little plushie of them. Like
yeah,
the worm
yeah.
Everyone fucking wants. I would want it. Fuck, man.
That's your biggest movies. There was some limited release and re-release stuff too. I won't get into any of that. I will say this: we do have Poor Things near us. It's a Searchlight limited release. We're gonna have
Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo. I'm excited for that.
That did 700,000 from just 9 theaters.
That's an art house one.
It
right?
is super art housey. It's a comedy. It looks like a weird black comedy, like a dark comedy they call them.
Okay.
So we'll see how that goes. I like Emma Stone. So
Emma Stone was just on SNL to promote the movie. Yeah.
Supposedly she's going to get.
Does Adam Driver have a new movie coming out? He was just on, right? Yeah.
Allegedly she's going to get nominated for an Oscar for that. So we'll take a look at that.
We'll check it out
next week. That hits more theaters as well as Wonka, and check out our Wonka review because we already saw that.
Technically this week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We already saw Wonka. It's not great.
Yeah, we'll post. We'll do that early. Maybe we'll post that. Maybe that'll be like tomorrow.
I think when you're watching this, we posted that tomorrow or yesterday. You could do that.
I could do that.
Let it gain some traction.
You'll find out. We'll never tell. Tell us.
Write in the comments. Tell us what we should do. Plot holes now that don't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
And the reason I'm saying that is because it was verified by Screen Rant that this is indeed a companion movie, a.k.a. a prequel to the Gene Wilder movie. And their sources, they quote, I mean, they talk about the director, the CGI, Oompa Loompa.
This is
the exact design. They pulled it from the 71 movie.
Wow.
And
that's a cool detail.
That's cool, but I mean, like,